All right. Hey, everyone. Mike Witt here with Kontek Industries.
And this is Chase with Kontek also. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. We are here. We've actually taken a little bit of a sabbatical from our podcast, so we're getting back on it. And so we're on episode 16 of Complacency Kills podcast, and today we'll be talking about body armor, specifically, what is body armor? How is it rated? What are the differences in materials and types? Who needs body armor? And things along that line. So obviously we do our own rifle plates here at Kontek, but we're also partnered with Armor Express, which Chase can go in a bit about Armor Express, what they do. They're a great partner to work with. And so, you know what, Chase, let's go ahead and kick it off there. Just give a little intro on Armor Express and how they work with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So Armor Express is one of the top manufacturers of body armor in the country, based out of Central Lake, Michigan. They also have a manufacturing plant in Eden, North Carolina. They do everything from military-grade body armor down to your state, federal, local law enforcement body armor systems. It's a fantastic company to work with. Kind of what sets them apart from all the other body armor manufacturers is the fact that they are very customizable with their products. All the products are scalable. And they are super, super comfortable. So when we talk about, is this thing built for speed or comfort? Yes, that's the answer to that question. The reason we kind of got in with Armor Express is we service a lot of nuclear fleets, and to be able to outfit those guys with the best product on the market. That's pretty much the reason we are affiliated with Armor Express.
And we give a big shout out to Dave Jones. Dave, if you're watching this, we love you.
Oh, I know he is. He's watching right now. We're filming it. He's somewhere here because he's good.
So anyways, all right, so we got that out of the way. So let's kick off with body armor and the different types, right? I'll kind of start it with, it's completely dependent on what your mission is and to what type of body armor you want. I will say that more and more, it's more and more commonplace now that I would highly recommend, whether you're law enforcement or civilian, a firefighter, and obviously military, but this is kind of outside the military scope, is rifle rating is becoming more and more common and practical than what it used to be. So both from the weight of rifle plates, the cost of rifle plates, I'm kind of a firm believer at this point now. It's like how light they can be and how inexpensive they can be compared to what they were 10, 15 years ago. There's no reason not to have that capability of having rifle plates. But anyways, we'll go ahead and break it up. Why don't you go and kick off, and can you explain what the NIJ standard is and how it's broken up for us?
Yeah, so the NIJ standard, generally speaking, when you're dealing with body armor, rifle plates, things like that, most of the time you're going to see an NIJ-III or an NIJ-III plus. Or NIJ-III. I guess those are your three kind of ratings you'll see across the board. NIJ-III is going to cover pretty much all your rifle rounds that are out there, your conventional ones that most guys on the street are probably carrying if they're going to do something nefarious. If you want to get that plus rating, it's going to carry a more of a specialty round, so you might have some more powder behind that projectile, more grain, if it's a green tip or anything like that. Then if you go into the full-on 3A is all your pistol rated stuff. So a lot of your shields and your plates, most law enforcement guys and whatnot, they're going to carry level 3A anyways on just their general patrol operations because they're expecting small arms fire. So if you want to be, real broad terms, that's what we generally see in the NIJ standards.
Yeah. Yeah, and so and it's also an easy way for you to break it up in your head mentally is your soft armor, which is what you typically see that's made of aramid and similar materials. Kevlar is one of the name brands. It's very flexible, it's light, and so those are designed to stop pistol rounds, right? So
that's a lot of your concealable armor.
Yeah, exactly. So for patrol armor, concealable, all that, your soft armors are designed to stop pistol rounds, and so those are your most commonplace, especially, like I said, for patrol and law enforcement. So once you get into the rifle side, right? So rifle is level 3, and then level 4, 3 plus. Kind of like you had mentioned, is it's not officially recognized by NIJ, right? It's more of a delineation for what the common threats are. But the big thing is that I think the latest standard, I have to go back and look, but I think we're still running on standards for shields, and for helmets we're running like standards from the 70s, and the body armor piece isn't too far behind it. But I do know that they're going through and updating that now to modernize the threat, because like level 4 body armor is a shot of 30-06 AP. That's not really a very common threat, and usually what people are more interested in is the multi-hit capability. So we'll dive into that a bit on real-world testing versus just what you get from a certification or a lab report is also pretty important. But before we get into that, who would you say, when it comes to researching body armor, what should a end user be looking for when shopping, right?
So if you're going to be shopping for your body armor, you want to find a manufacturer that generally has some kind of track history, I would say. Somebody who's, I'd say, pretty well known in the, and there's pros and cons to that, right? If you got a pretty well known, established, base of clientele who can have good positive reviews, not guys that are just going to say, hey, yeah, these guys have good stuff, but somebody can say, hey, this product worked in this particular scenario. The case studies, let's get it. Armor Express has a lot of those. Guys that can go in and verify how good this stuff actually works. There's a lot of stuff online. Hey, this armor company's got this rating. It's awesome. This is the price. But do you know anybody who's got it? Do you have a buddy who's got it? Do you have somebody who's carrying it? And hey, can I try that out? This, that, and the other. Some of the newer manufacturers, like us, for example, we've got rifle plates. We know they work. We've got them tested. We've shot them ourselves. We've had the certifications work. It's just a matter of getting the name out there. So there's good manufacturers out there. It's just a matter of basically discovering them, as it were. But if you're going to look and really see, what do they have an NIJ certification? Do they have extra testing results? Because all these guys are going to have that. They'll be able to give you a data sheet. They'll give you a ballistic test report and say, hey, here's what this does at this feet per second, at this grain, from this distance, and this is what you're going to expect. Whether it's a video, it's a form. The more information that you have, the better. Yeah. But if you've just got a general manufacturer that says, hey, this is the armor, this is how much it costs, this is the plate carrier that comes with it, it's this price, buy it from us with this one-stop shop, swipe your credit card and go.
Right.
You could do that, sure, but if you want something that will actually do what you want it to do in a oh crap situation, that's what I would say do your homework in that regard.
Yeah, for sure. I think the big part of do your homework is understanding, because there's a lot of marketing ploys out there for body armor manufacturers, and most of them, these are mostly the mom and pop type body armor manufacturers that get passed around that you can find online. So large big name manufacturers, you don't have to worry about this, but there's a lot of online marketing for looking particularly at the civilian sector or the uneducated law enforcement sector. And so you touched on it earlier, certification from NIJ, right? So every single site out there will say their NIJ rating blank, NIJ-III, 3+, 4, 3A, whatever. However, if they don't have in their marketing material that they are NIJ-certified, along with that rating, chances are they're probably not. So
that's an important delineation. And if you guys, make sure you catch that, rewind it if you need to. The difference between a rating and a certification, wildly different. I could say I'm NIJ rated, but if I haven't gone through the steps to get the certification process, it's not going to be certified. Very simple.
Yeah, and so what does that mean to you as the customer? So what that means to you as a customer is there are basic principles from an NIJ rating that you go through during the certification process. So I'll give an example. So if you're buying a level 4 plate, right? So an NIJ level 4 plate, one that is uncertified or has not gone through the certification process, what that means is that manufacturer took that plate, shot it to the standard of one shot of 30.6 AP at the particular distance in feet per second that's required for that round. They've shot it once, and then they say, hey, you know what? It stopped the round, and then now they're marketing it as a level 4 plate. The big difference is what you get with a certified product is not only are they doing that to a variety of plates, right? So it's not just a single plate they go and test. They're testing from a randomized lot from that manufacturer. They're testing consistency and quality in materials. They are testing the rigidity of that product going from a very hot environment to a cold environment, just like it would for patrol officers, right? So, so there's a lot of environmental factors that they test as well. So it gives you a much more real world scenario of consistency and quality in that product where, yes, you can buy a plate from China that has stopped a 30.6 AP round. However, is that material consistent? Is that material in the manufacturing process the same for every single plate? Are they randomly testing select lot numbers out of that? Chances are probably not, right?
Chances are that YouTube video you watch was their best shot of however many that they've done.
Yeah, don't buy plates from wish.com, right? Like, so, that's kind of what we're getting at. Is just do your homework on that front. Because there's a lot of marketing that at a surface level, if you don't read into it any further, like, oh, this is the same exact plate. I can't figure why it's only a third of the price of these other ones. Well, there's probably a reason, right? So it's kind of what's important to you, is the extra few $100s for real certified plates versus non-certified plates. I mean, that's a personal decision you can make. And I guess the last piece I want to make on the certification process for NIJ or any other ballistic rating is that it is very, very specific, and you want to look at this data, is especially like on 3+ threats, right, is they can say all day that they stop M855 or M193 from 5.56 rounds, which they do, but you want to look at what velocity that round is actually traveling at, because that can make a big difference, right? Just 100 feet per second faster than what it was tested at can go from a save to burning right through your armor, right? So, you just want to be knowledgeable on that. Hey, it stops 3+ threats, so M855, great, but they should be putting out the data, okay, up to what FPS, because there is going to be a failure point, and obviously ballistic manufacturers have the capability to increase the velocity of those rounds, which they do, and so that's where we start running into failures, is at very, very high velocities. So anyways, just be mindful of that when you're doing your research, I would say.
I think another consideration, if we're going to move on to the next piece of it, is, what armor should I get? What kind of plate carrier should I get? And I guess the answer to that question would be, what do I see myself doing in this kit? Mm-hmm. Am I a federal law enforcement officer? Am I a local law enforcement? Am I military? Am I just a civilian who wants to have something in case X, Y, and Z happens? These are the questions you have to understand. It's a lot like what we do when we go on sites, for work. I want to assess this threat, my perceived threat. What do I need to stop said threat? And I guess some of the consideration for that would be weight. If I'm on patrol all day long, if I'm humping all over creation in the military, I don't need something that's ungodly heavy, because as we know, ounces equal pounds, pounds equal pain. We obviously want the stopping power, but there's got to be a little bit of give and take for it, right? But that applies all the way across the board. If I'm a patrol officer in my patrol car all day long, I don't need to wear my rifle plates all day long, because I'm sitting in my car. I may not be in a high threat area. I may not be in a situation where I'm going to be in that position, but maybe I have like an ICW plate on standby to slip into my overt carrier and go take care of business. Right. You know what I mean? If I'm a civilian, sure, you want level 4 plates, but do you really need level 4 plates? It's just something you got to consider on your own. That's kind of my 2 cents on that, I would say. No,
I agree. Yeah, and I guess the final plug that I'll do for our product and where our Raider plates sit is they are NIJ-III certified and they're NIJ-III plus tested, right? So for these particular sets of plates, they are ideal for the patrol officer that needs a quick go bag, right? They'll be able to throw on rifle plates in a preset carrier. It is not something you want to wear all day long. Also, obviously, for the civilian market, firefighter market, first responder market in general, where you're in a scenario where if you need to throw on rifle plates, you can do it in a hurry, and you're not, obviously this is not something you want to go patrol on every day. However, for the military cats out there that do like training, and if you're looking for a weight plate that is also certified, because they cost just about as much as a non-certified just basic piece of steel, because of the amount of steel that we pump through our facility, we buy a lot of it. So with that being said, you can throw these into your plate carrier and actually have a rifle-rated plate, but use it for training purposes, right, to increase your endurance and capabilities in the field. So it's an awesome product. Especially for the price point. I mentioned in another video earlier, which is that if you find an equally comparable product that is certified that costs less, let me know, because I'll be surprised.
Not at all.
So anyways, that's just my 2 cents, and our web store is opening up here, hopefully here in July. Should be going live, and so one of the first products going on there will be our Raider Plate series. So again, whether you're civilian, first responder, law enforcement, you can hop on there, and we have them in stock, ready to rock and roll and head out the door. So just be sure to check us out on our website.
So, hey, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in to Complacency Kills podcast. This is episode 16. If you're watching this on YouTube, hey, drop us a comment. Let us know what kind of kit you guys are wearing. If you guys are on Apple, make sure you give us a review so we can boost it up in the ratings. Go from that way.
There's worse things you could have said. You could have said grinder or anything. Yeah, so, you're all right. You're right.
So we're good.
But yeah, so check us out on on all of our media channels. And again, Mike Witt, appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we'll catch you all later.
Boom.